Right, so really warm welcome to everybody here and everyone at home. I'm really delighted. This is the start of a new series, but it's also kind of the start of a new phase for Brixton Buddhist community, because we've started opening up these in-person classes. So we've got our first in-person people, which is really so delightful. We've been down here just team and teaching teachers here, teaching team for quite a long time. Sometimes we're just like one or two people, just one technician, one person teaching. So as the lockdowns kind of eased and constricted, so it's a real delight to start these in-person classes and just be part of this new kind of, like in a way, it's this new feeling of opening up. And that's the name of the series. We're calling it Starting Fresh. So it's this sense of coming back to these practices that we teach here, two practices in particular, mindfulness of breathing and the metta bhavana. And whether you know them well, you can still come to them afresh. Really important that you come to them afresh as well. And if you haven't engaged with those practices before, you can just see them all unfold through this next 8 weeks of this series. So we're going to be going into the fundamentals, but they're going to be useful for people who've been meditating for quite some time and newcomers alike. So that's the start of this new series and start of this new phase. So the way the form of the evening is going to work is that in a moment Lisa's going to lead us in a short breathing space. Breathing space is just something that you can do basically anytime, anywhere, on the way to work, on the toilet, sitting when you're pretending to work in front of your computer. You can do it anytime. It's just a very, very short, easy way to reconnect with yourself. So we're going to use it here as a kind of like a little buffer between our day, however it's been, and then what comes next now for the rest of the class. Yeah? So Lisa will lead us in that. And then we're going to do a little Q&A, me and Lisa, on the kind of, frequently asked questions about this practice of the mindfulness of breathing. It's very, very fundamental practice. And I'm going to see if I can open up some areas of this practice for us. And then we'll do a guided meditation. So I'll be leading us through a meditation. And then what will happen is when we conclude the first half, the cameras will go off. Sorry, you're at home, the cameras will go off. You'll go off and do whatever you're going to do. And then we'll have a tea break down here and carry on with the second half, where we'll do little groups, group work, and also have another shorter meditation as well. Okay, so the other thing would be nice to do actually is if you say who's out there. There's lots of us down. There's about 15 in this space, and it'd be nice to know who's out there as well. So let Emma know who's out there, where you're from, how you're doing, and you remind me at the end, Lisa, Emma, won't you, that we're going to give shout outs here. Okay. So over to you, Lisa.
Thank you. And welcome everyone. And I'm just so happy that we're back open again. And big welcome to everybody at home and big welcome to everybody here too. So let's take a few minutes just to help arrive and come fully into the space. So making a definite change in your posture just to help be a bit more upright, but without a sense of strain. So allowing your body just to draw you deeper into the floor, the chair, or whatever you're sitting on, and lifting up gently with your spine. Allowing your shoulders to relax, and your chin to tuck in a little bit, and closing your eyes if that feels comfortable. And allowing your facial muscles to soften, perhaps allowing a slight smile come across your face if that feels okay. And the first stage of the breathing space, we're just becoming aware of whatever our experience is. So noticing any physical feelings in the body, the contact with the floor, the chair, or the clothes on our skin, any heaviness, or pressure or fluttering in the body. Whatever it is you notice, that's okay. We're just tuning into our experience, whatever it is. Seeing if we can notice what's going on for us with a friendly interest. Noticing any emotions. Whether we're feeling pleasant or unpleasant or just neutral. And noticing any thoughts coming and going in and out of our minds. Now that we've checked in with ourselves a bit, moving on to the second stage of the breathing space, where we're just gathering our awareness around the breath. So picking one point in your body where you really notice the breath right now. So it could be the nose, the mouth, or the chest or the stomach. And wherever it is you sense the breath, allowing your attention to gather here. Noticing the physical sensations of breathing in and out. Don't need to breathe any differently from usual. Just noticing how you're already breathing. If you notice that your mind has wandered off from the breath, has become caught up in thinking or anything else, then that's fine too. Just gently guide your awareness back to the breathing again. Now in the third and final stage of the breathing space, we're expanding our awareness again now so that it takes in the whole of the body. So holding the whole body in awareness, from your feet on the floor, right up through your sitting posture to the crown of the head. And imagining the breath now moving in and out of your whole body. The whole body breathing. Noticing this more spacious awareness. And then when you hear the sound of the bell, bringing the practice to a close.
Great, thanks very much, Lisa. God, I'm always amazed it's a few minutes where there are the birds chirping and just tuning into life a little bit differently. So we've got a chance for a few questions, so I was going to get you to ask a few questions, or we'll have a bit of discussion about this practice called the mindfulness of breathing.
Yeah, so I mean, as you said, we're talking about the mindfulness of breathing tonight, and I was wondering, why do you think it is important? What's the point of us focusing on the breath?
I think what we're aiming for, or what we're trying to uncover, in another way of putting it, is a kind of awareness, which feels the opposite of kind of scattered and distracted and kind of fragmented. So the opposite of that is a kind of awareness that has a kind of unified feel to it. So a kind of coherent, unified feel. And the thing about, so kind of in a way everything organises itself around the breath. So you've got the breath as this central theme, in a way, in the experience, and then everything kind of organises itself around that. And the reason I think the breath is such a good a kind of vehicle for that is because it's just something that we can directly experience all the time. There's never a moment where we can't directly experience the breath, isn't it? And and it's always changing as well, so we can kind of tap into that changeable nature of life, but this is something with direct experience. Just trying to gather our awareness around something kind of brings that kind of sense of unification in the awareness.
Yeah, because like you say, I mean, the breath is kind of in the background, and in a way we're trying to foreground it.
Yeah, that's right.
And I suppose for me the challenge is that I can sometimes take the breath for granted a bit because it's kind of always there. And I think that then when I'm trying to practice mindfulness of breathing, it's about trying to find a way to make it seem a bit interesting, isn't it? So how do you think we can find a way of making it more interesting?
I think there's a couple of things you can do. I mean, there's lots of different ways into this, isn't there? There's a couple of things you can do. Recently, with my study group, we've been looking into the physiology of the breath, haven't we? You see, Jack's just here, it's the only one. We're looking at the physiology. So I've been finding it fascinating, actually, and this is definitely a way in to getting interested in the breath. So I'm going to just talk a bit about the physiology. So there's this diaphragm muscle, which you may not be able to kind of feel directly, but it's the main breathing muscle, just sits right in the kind of central cavity here. And when you breathe in, it kind of depresses like that. And the whole tummy, everything in the tummy, all the viscera, it has to change position. So it kind of feels like you can be breathing in the tummy. Of course, the lungs are what you breathe into. So as you take a big deep breath in, this diaphragm kind of comes down. It kind of pulls the air in by osmosis. I find it really fascinating. Just pulls the air in that's around us, and the ribs go out. The diaphragm drops down, and the tummy content kind of presses out. But everything changes in the whole body. Everything changes because the ribs are changing position, the shoulder positions are changing, the whole body is kind of reorganising around this changing breath. So you can definitely kind of tap into the physiology. I've been really enjoying just tapping into the physiology of the breath. And the other one that I really like to use is a lot more, in a way, it's less kind of material. It's more to do with the body, like an energy body. So when you've got your eyes closed, you don't actually feel your hand as a hand. You just feel it as kind of tingling or heat or energy, don't you? You know, and so it can be quite useful just to, with your eyes closed in meditation, to just experience it as a kind of energy body, and which is changing. There's kind of, there's bits of contraction in there, there's bits of ease, there's bits of lightness, darkness, different kind of textures. So you can kind of, it's quite a kind of imaginative way to connect with your body, but in a certain way, it's a kind of more true way. That's how you actually experience it with your eyes closed. You don't experience head, shoulder, you experience this kind of space. You know, we could just try it now. If you close your eyes a moment and just think into your shoulder, you know, you can't really feel all the physiology. You just feel this space, and you know, there's kind of sensation there, isn't there? That's basically what you've got, you know. So yeah, so you can come at it through this more physiological way, or this more energetic way. I don't know if you had any other ways.
I mean, I really like both of those actually. I love the idea of like the energies and stuff. It's like those kind of like infrared like sort of things where everything's a bit blurry and you've got the different colours, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's how I experience. You don't really feel like hard edges to your body, do you? When you close your eyes, it is all a bit blurry and merging into the outside.
Yeah, there's no outline. There's no outline. It's really fascinating. There's no kind of inside and outside. Is that you associate certain sensations as your own, and then like the wind blows, you feel that as something kind of external, but really there's no outlines. It's kind of quite interesting.
I haven't tried that. I'm going to give that a go. And yeah, I like the physiology as well. And perhaps for me, I sometimes get really interested in the parts where you can feel the breath that isn't so obvious. Like for me, like the chest seems to move quite a lot. But then sometimes I find it helps just to pay attention to like round your sides or out your back, because you can still feel the breath. It's a bit more subtle then, isn't it? Or like your shoulders just tilting forward a bit or back. So, but yeah, it's, as you said, there's always something there that's changing, isn't it? So it's there to sort of, you know, pay a bit more attention to and things. And I suppose with the mindfulness of breathing, we don't just pay attention to the breath, do we? There's a particular structure to it where we move through different phases. Why do you think that's important to have that particular structure?
Well, in a way, yeah. I suppose the point of the mindfulness of breathing is to experience kind of this this deepening of awareness, which. So when awareness deepens, as a kind of there's signs that some of your awareness is deepening. So there's kind of, you're more interested in what's happening. You're more interested. You're more able to stay with it. There's more pleasure available, and yeah, you've got this. It's not a kind of hard-edged kind of attention. It's imbued with this kind of ease. It's really, really important. It's imbued with this kind of ease. So how does one kind of come from our everyday mind, kind of worky, travel-y kind of mind, to this more expansive, more interested, more engaged kind of awareness? Well, what the mindfulness breathing gives you this kind of way into that. So, you know, a lot of you'd be familiar with this territory, but some of you may well not. In the first stage, what we do is we breathe in, breathe out, and we count 1. And we breathe in, breathe out, count 2. And what that does, it just gives you a little anchor, doesn't it? Like a little anchor into your, to try and find some continuity. He's not that interested in the counting really, but we're just trying to find some continuity of attention. So difficult to just engage with that continuity of attention. So we use the counting to kind of help us to kind of like clue into that. And if we get to 10, that's fine. We start back at 1. In fact, I'm going to do it slightly different today, but I'll guide us in that. We're just going to go up to 3 today. I think it's actually quite difficult to get to 10. Sounds mad, doesn't it? Sounds like, you know, we put a man on the moon, but we can't count to 10 without getting distracted. It's crazy, right? But I think actually it's more natural to be to focus for a little while and then to relax, to focus. That's actually more the rhythm of how one's mind works. So we're actually going to just count to 3 and then we're going to relax this time. And then the second stage is you anticipate the start of the in-breath. And that's really kind of, the in-breath is more energetic. It's more uplift of energy. The out-breath is more relaxation. So if you catch it at the beginning, you're going to catch the whole cycle of a kind of the body slightly energizing and then slightly kind of letting go. And you're just trying to catch that whole rhythm, that whole cycle, by just anticipating the start of the in-breath with the count. And again, we're going to do that just for 3. I think it's much more reasonable, actually, much more reasonable to count to 3. And then we let the counting go, and hopefully by now we've started to get some interest in the breath, some interest in our actual changing experience of the breath. And we just stay with that. We just stay with that, however we're feeling that in the body. And then in the 4th stage, interestingly, it's also talked about in the course me and Jack are doing, the study we're doing, as the diaphragm in the neck. So there's the breath coming in and out. So what we're going to concentrate on is the breath kind of entering and exit the body. Yes, a bit more subtle, a bit more refined in a way. So it has this structure as a way of kind of luring us into a depth and interest and curiosity.
Yeah, that's exciting to try. Just counting to 3.
Count to 3, it's great.
I feel happy with
that.
I might have a chance to do that. Yeah.
We're setting ourselves up to fail, aren't we?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, the last thing I might say, Lisa, is just about the posture. I mean, a lot of people probably have a set posture or kind of have a feeling for posture, but I'm just going to go through it briefly because it can make a lot of difference how we sit. So one way to sit is astride the cushions. With these ones, usually you take about 3. It's a good way to start, actually. So I recommend it for you guys if you're starting. And then you just can rest your hands on your legs, but probably better off having a cushion that you rest your hands on. It seems again like, oh, it's fine, I'm fine here. But after kind of 15 minutes or so, your weight will just kind of want to sink, you know. So you're trying to set yourself up so that you can be as kind of upright and yet at ease as possible. So we're trying to find this little sweet spot between being upright, being kind of attentive and at ease. I mean, I sit cross-legged, but that's just preference. I sat kneeling for years. It's no more spiritual this way. It's no more spiritual. And in fact, sitting in a chair is no more or less spiritual either. So you can relax Toby, it's no less spiritual in a chair. In fact, so we're really looking for posture that where we can feel upright and yet kind of so kind of that gives us an energized feel, but at the same time relax. You see, so that's just a little bit about posture. Should we have a go then? Yeah. Thanks, Lisa. Okay, so it's going to be in the classic kind of 4 stages with the bell, but I'll guide us in a little bit first. So, as soon as you've closed your eyes, start to consciously take in the sounds around you. Because we can be a lot more open to our senses with the eyes closed. We can hear sound of the rain, traffic, different textures of sound inside the room, outside the room. And that all feels like it's taking place within a wide open space. So then just coming in contact with the body, come in contact with your body, you can feel some parts of your body more vividly, they show up more, and other parts you can't really feel as much. The body has a weight, and we can feel the weight of the body where it's contacting the ground, cushion, the mat, the chair if you're on a chair. So those sensations are quite vivid, aren't they? They're quite alive, where the body's contacting the ground. Might feel that as a sense of tingling or aliveness. So with the body kind of upright, energised, we still just start to let go. So we start to let go of the weight, let go of the holding in the body. Start to soften the body down into this contact with the ground. Just start to let go of the holding in the body. So just letting go the legs, any gripping in the legs and the thighs. Around the waist and the front of the hips and the belly. Not making a problem about it, just noticing that we grip the tension, starting to let go, softening through the belly. And noticing the air of the shoulders. Just starting to let go in the shoulders. You may find it slightly lifted up or forward. Just let them settle back. Noticing the area of your face and the eyes and forehead. any tension, any sense of constriction. Just letting go. Softening your gaze. Just letting the whole system calm down, settle down. And without gearing up for it, without making a big deal about it, we just start to notice the breathing in the body. Very natural. Just letting the body breathe as it wants to. Stay with the breath, just allowing the body to soften around the breath. Allowing the breath to soften the body. In this first stage, we're going to make a count after the out breath. We're going to do that 3 times, up to 3, and just relax. Just taking in the body, taking in the senses, taking in your broad experience. Staying with the breath up to 3. And relax. And if you naturally just stay with the breath, that's fine. As you're finding more breath, you find you're still feeling the breath, that's fine. Yeah, softening, calming down. And then when you're ready, just re-engaging with the counting of the breath up to 3. And letting go, just relaxing. there's thoughts there, that's fine. Whatever the feeling is like, that's fine. Just let it all be there. Now with this second stage, we're going to just anticipate the breath. So we're just going to count just before the in-breath. And we'll do that up to the count of 3 breaths. Just letting go, taking in the effects of being with the breath. Still softening in the body, relaxing in the mind. And just whenever you're ready, really engaging with the breath. Just counting before the in-breath. And then just letting go, staying with whatever's happening. And soft in the body. Sounds be there. And then just you're drifting off, just come back to the breath. Counting the in-breath. Feeling the breath as it moves in and out of the body. And one more time, just energizing the body with the in-breath. And now we're just going to let go of the counting and just feel how the breath massages from the inside, feeling the changing sensation of the breath. Dropping the counting, just stay with the breath. Tune into the physiology of the body if you find that helpful. Feeling the rib cage expanding, diaphragm dropping down, tummy expanding, whole body adjusting to the in-breath, and then the letting go of the out-breath. Feel into the breath in that way. Or, if it's helpful, feeling the body as an energy body. Changing, shifting, effervescing. Tightening, relaxing. Feeling in that way. And if you find yourself gone off into thoughts, just come back into the body, no problem. calmly into the body. Feeling your way back into the breath. And now in this last stage, we feel where the breath enters and exits the body. You can experience the throat like an avenue, tree-lined avenue. Just feeling the breath flow down the avenue, feeling the little leaves on the tree just vibrate with the breath, and then back out the other way. Feeling the subtle sensations of the breath as it enters, as it exits the body, blocking anything out, just tuning in to the breath in the foreground. And now just relaxing any effort at all that you're making, and just sitting with the effects of your practice. Just sitting still, feeling the effects of the practice. to this connection with the ground. Wherever you experience that now, feeling that connection with the ground. Feeling your body weight grounded, dropping down into that contact, supported by that contact. Taking in the atmosphere, taking in sense of other people, meditating with us. Okay, good. So, yeah, just easing out. Do what you need to do for your body. Little stretch. So, as always, the link, if you want to, if you feel the generosity towards what we're doing here, as always, the link is in the description. Maybe Emma's put it into the chat as well. And just a word on how we work here in a way, is that everything we offer up is offered up on the basis of generosity. It's a huge amount of volunteer work in order to get that done. And we're just really looking forward to rolling out more and more in-person stuff, getting back to where we were before and even beyond that with courses, classes, retreats. We've got a working retreat starts booked in the summer. Special events like the one that's down here on Wednesday online, but we're going to be bringing that back into person. And that's a lot of that is brought. We just want to offer that up for free. Offering that up for free so that you can just, it cost is no kind of obstacle to get involved. So we want to offer all that up. So we don't want to be offering any of that up as an exchange. I think it's really important to stress we don't want to offer it up as I'll give you this and you give me that. So we're offering all this up freely, and the invitation is just be part of it, just join it, just kind of give to what you love. If you're moved, it's going to move other people, you know, just give to that. So that's an open invitation just to be generous. Yeah, really developing this culture of generosity between us. So, well, for now, I think that's goodbye to you at home, isn't it? It's goodbye to you at home. There's no... Oh yeah, no, it's not goodbye yet, because I want to know who's out there. Emma. Almost forgot again. Emma, who's out there?
So we've got Jo tuning in from Tulse Hill, and she says, hello everyone in Effra Space and everyone online. And we've got Daisy May tuning in from Awet Camberwell. She's saying she's so excited that we're back to face and online. She's looking forward to being there. And then we've also got Alison tuning in from Brixton too.
Hey. Alright. Nice to know you're out there, guys, but goodbye for now. And we're going to finish the live stream next, so I hope you have a good night.